History of the National Printing Office. The National Printing Office, formerly Bureau of Printing and later renamed Government Printing Office, was created as the Bureau of Public Printing on November 7, 1901 by Philippine Commission Act No. 296. It was placed under the Department of Public Instruction, whose main function was to undertake and execute all the printing requirements of the government. The Bureau was to fall under several government offices. In 1918, it was placed under the Department of Finance until its transfer in 1947 to the Office of the President, and in 1958 under the Department of General Services. In 1997, the National Printing Office moved from its old dilapidated building in Manila to its present location in Quezon City. All throughout the phases of transfers and transitions, the National Printing Office's mandated functions and objectives have remained unchanged. Printing, binding, and distribution of all standard and accountable forms of national, city, and municipal governments, including government corporations. Printing of official ballots and other election forms. Printing of public documents such as the Official Gazette, General Appropriations Act, and Philippine Reports. During the presidency of Corazon C. Aquino, the Government Printing Office was merged with the printing unit of the Philippine Information Agency and was later placed under the office of the Press Secretary for Executive Order No. 285, dated July 25, 1987, and as amended by Executive Order 378. Through the years and changes in administrations, the mandate of National Printing Office as an exclusive printer for all standard and accountable government forms had been taken away. Memorandum Circular No. 180, dated August 13, 2009, affirmed our exclusive printing jurisdiction over the printing of all standard and accountable forms, but under GPPB Resolution No. 05-2010, the National Printing Office became one of the 3 recognized government printers. The National Printing is an agency under Presidential Communications Office headed by Secretary Jose Ruperto Martin Andanar. The National Printing Office's rich history highlights its resolve to continue to fulfill its objectives despite the challenges. This office will be celebrating its 115th year of existence this November 7, 2016, under the indefatigable leadership of Director Francisco V. Valles and Assistant Director Sherwin Proce Castañeda. The different offices and divisions. Office of the Director controls and supervises the execution of all programs and functions of the National Printing Office. Office of the Assistant Director assists the Director in all his functions. Acting Superintendent takes charge of the technical supervision and control over all work operations of the different technical divisions of the office through lineal coordination and synchronization of their activities for the purpose of facilitating effective, efficient, and economic utilization of physical, natural, and human resources. Administrative Division provides the office with services relating to payrolls, maintenance of centralized records, advises the Director in the development and execution of personnel policies, programs and procedures in recruitment, selection and placement, training and development, employee relations, and the maintenance of effective personnel records. Inspects physical counts, checks, rejects, approves, and receives incoming deliveries of equipment, printing papers, supplies, and materials. Performs cashiering and disbursement activities. Financial and Management Division prepares agency budget estimates, executes accountability phases of the budgetary process, prepares and reviews the agency activities and programs, determines and evaluates the agency financial requirement, prepares monthly reports in income and operations, handles the activities relating to credit and collections of accounts due from requisitioning agencies, reviews internal control systems for safeguarding money and property to ascertain weaknesses and deficiencies, maintains systems of control for expenditures and allotment, maintains book of accounts and prepares, submits, and analyzes financial statements for agency management. Production Planning and Control Division receives printing and binding requisitions or work orders from requisitioners, makes plans, cost estimates, instructions, and prepares schedule of printing orders and administers a system of control in work production conforming with the required target of completion, is charged with the quality evaluation and appraisal of finished products to determine whether they conformed with the specification requirements and standards. Sales and Marketing Division sells, hauls, stores, ships, distributes standard government and accountable forms and the official gazette. Formulates and establishes statistical information to maintain the level of stock needed by the requisitioners. Composing Division prepares copies and manuscripts for job works, handles all computerized typesetting, imposition, proofreading, and press proof revising, handles all the corrections of manuscripts for final reproduction. Photolithographic Division pastes up copies of original drawings or typesetting in preparation for camera work, strips film for its preparation for layout, uses computer to film and computer to plate technology. Press Division undertakes all printing works, numbering, and perforation of government standard and accountable forms and publications via letterpress, offset, and digital presses. Finishing Division handles the binding, gluing, sewing, stitching, stamping, and verifying of government standard and accountable forms, provides the necessary bookbinding services of the office and all other government agencies as may be required. Engineering Division installs electrical wirings and motors, provides overall power supply and mechanical services to the different divisions of this office, including overhauling, reconditioning, and repair of machines, as well as the manufacture of spare parts, provides the necessary plumbing services, and handles building maintenance. Inventory of Human Capital. The National Printing Office currently has 404 personnel. The National Printing Office tries to keep abreast with the latest printing technology. Pre-press personnel have undergone training in computer-to-plate technical and graphics applications and Adobe InDesign. Press operators have also undertaken training in InDesign as well as DC700 with Fiery EX700 and ColorStream 3000. The National Printing Office completed the printing of ballots for the 2013 and 2016 national and local presidential and midterm automated elections, respectively, in record-breaking time, showcasing the dynamism and resilience of National Printing Office personnel. The National Printing Office continuously and tirelessly performs its mandated functions despite its antiquated machines. The National Printing Office has 38 machines, but only 30 machines are in running condition in the Press Division. And only the OCE Canon machine was purchased in the last 15 years. Most of the machines were acquired post-World War II, from 1948 to 1971. Proceeds from the budget to modernize provided by the Department of Budget and Management way back in the year 2000 was used to acquire a web offset machine, Sakurai 1 and 2, GTO New. Additionally, a Fuji digital machine was donated to National Printing Office by virtue of Executive Order 285. The oldest printing machine in running condition on display in the National Printing Office is the Press Web Automatic Cylinder circa 1911. Present activities. The National Printing Office continuously performs its mandated functions of printing of standard, accountable forms and specialized forms for government agencies, local government units, and government-owned and controlled corporations, among others. It also publishes 4 issues of the Official Gazette per month, as well as supplements, and prints the information materials of the Office of the President. Production from 2010 to 2016 has steadily increased, and surges can be gleaned during periods of ballot printing, particularly during the years 2010, 2013, and 2016. Sales from 2010 to 2015. There is a steady increase in sales from 2010 to 2015, except during the year 2012, when there was a 5,883,231.68 or 4.89% decrease from the sales for the year 2011. Production and sales targets are increased yearly by 5%. By acquiring more modern machines, the yearly increases in production and sales targets will be easily met and is more likely to be surpassed.